There is a new book that you should know about. It's called Gold Bar Bob, The Downfall of the Most Corrupt U.S. Senator by Isabel Vincent and Thomas Jason Anderson. They are reporters for the New York Post. It is a good book. Okay, I am reading it now. Now, to make this interview easier, let us introduce you to former Senator Bob Menendez, who the authors say is the most corrupt senator in modern times. He was convicted on July 16th of 2024, conspiracy to commit bribery, conspiracy to commit honest services wire fraud, committing extortion under the color of official right, obstruct justice, 2 counts of bribery, more wire fraud, on and on and on and on. He got convicted of all of these counts, serving 11 years in the federal penitentiary in Allenwood, Pennsylvania, if you want to visit him or send him a Christmas card. This is a bad guy, all right? So Menendez I've known for many years. In fact, his daughter is a television person, and I helped her when I was at the O'Reilly Factor. All right, very nice woman. But her father was always, in my opinion, very corrupt. He is the son of Cuban immigrants, and he started in New Jersey with the help of a lot of powerful Cuban nefarious characters in Union City. Joining us now is Isabel Vincent from New York City. She's an investigative reporter for the New York Post, as mentioned, and co-author of Gold Bar Bob. So, yeah, the guy's corrupt, and all of us knew it. And he got off in 2013. He was charged, and then they has a mistrial. And then the Trump Justice Department didn't go after him, didn't retry him. I was stunned when I read that in your book, Isabel. Why do you think the Trump J Department let him go?
I think they couldn't pin anything on him at that time. And what's interesting is that Bob Menendez has always said that he is a victim of lawfare, like Donald Trump. After he was convicted, he started saying that on X, that everybody was after him. But we have to remember that it was the Biden Justice Department that went after him. And I think they went after him because they had such tangible proof of corruption. I mean, you'll recall that in the first days of the trial, the prosecutors gave the jury gold bars. They actually gave them gold bullion to hold on to and to sort of feel the corruption.
And that was taken from Menendez's house, right?
It's taken from his closet, and as well as almost $500,000 in cash was stuffed into his boots and into his jacket.
And his defense lawyer said what about that?
A few things that because he was Cuban and had been raised in a certain way, his father had always said, always have money at home. So he claimed he took out money every week from his bank account and just kept it at home. Unfortunately, the bills that the FBI found were new bills. They weren't bills that had come from 40 years ago. And the other thing he said was that his wife, who is also convicted of bribery and acting as a foreign agent, the same things he was convicted of. She said that she's from Lebanon, and in Lebanon, it's a traditional way to in families to give gifts of gold. So they tried to say that gold was from her family in Lebanon, but it was from people who wanted favors.
It's just foolish nonsense. But Menendez, I guess this week or last week, threw his wife, to use a cliche, under the proverbial bus. How did he do that?
So he started from right from the beginning of his trial. They were they were indicted together, and then his lawyers decided that it would be best for both of them, or so they said, to do the trials separately. So during his trial, Menendez's main defense was that his wife, Nadine Menendez, his second wife, put him up to all of this. And
She
then
made him do it.
what was to do the wrongdoing. And then what was
Right.
strange was that Mrs. Menendez
Yeah.
at her sentencing hearing, um, you know, put herself out there as a victim of domestic abuse and saying that Bob Menendez was the best guy she'd ever been with, except when he threw her under the bus during the trial. So she then threw him under the bus. But
Right.
then at the very end of the trial, at the very end of this sentencing hearing, her lawyer asked Judge Stein, Justice Sidney Stein, when can I go visit my husband? Because as a convicted felon, there are rules about, entering a
Yeah,
federal prison.
visiting, sure.
So it
Um,
was all theater.
Here's what I don't understand. The first trial, where it was a mistrial and then they didn't bring it back for a second time, was pretty tawdry. You had women involved, and you had allegations that Menendez had 19 private jet flights paid for him, $750,000 in campaign funds went to him, and the people of Florida still reelected him. How could that happen? Florida,
Because
people of New Jersey, people of New Jersey. I'm sorry, all
right.
you Floridians.
No,
New Jersey reelected him.
because he's such a powerful person. He had the backing of, he always had the Hispanic vote. He always had the anti-Castro vote. So he was able to rally, a lot of the Republicans who wanted the U.S. to be tough on Castro and on Cuba. I think that was like a big factor, but also because the trial took place in New Jersey. He's where he is, a favorite son.
Homeowners, when is the last time you checked on your home title? If your answer is never, then this is for you. Scammers are stealing titles, and your equity is a target. Criminals forge your signature. Just like that, your home title can be transferred out of your name. That's why I partnered up with Home Title Lock, so you can find out today if you're already a victim. Please use my promo code BILL at HometitleLock.com, and you'll get a free title history report. Plus, you will get a free trial of their $1 million triple lock protection. That's 24/7 monitoring of your title, urgent alerts of any changes, and if fraud does happen, they'll spend up to $1 million to fix it. That's HometitleLock.com, promo code BILL. Why wouldn't people turn against him? I mean, gold bar. This was before the gold bars. This was the first one. But the first one was salacious. He's running around
Totally
with these guys.
And
still
one of the most
Go ahead.
salacious things I discovered was that he had asked his benefactor, South Florida eye doctor, to his benefactor had asked him to get visas for all of his foreign girlfriends, and Bob just went into the Senate office and asked
got
his
him.
agent, you need to get, this was something that had to be done right away, and there were all
Right.
these bikini models and stuff like that. I couldn't believe that this was going on. But
You know what happened? I'm blaming it partially on the media, because the local television media didn't give this a lot of play. And I mentioned it, but I wasn't, on it. But I was surprised when the good people of New Jersey reelected Menendez. But he was wired into a lot of gangsters in Union City. I mean, this guy was really bad to the bone from the very beginning, correct?
yeah, so we're talking about in my book, in our book, we go back to Menendez in high school. Menendez, the corruption started then when he was given a place on the Union City School Board by his mentor, Bill Musto, who was the product of the Democratic machine, the local Democratic boss in Union City. And at that time, we see Menendez dispensing favors to his family members. I mean, his mother gets a job with the school board. His sister gets a job with the school board. After Menendez is married, he gets married very early. I think he was in his early 20s. his wife gets a job with the school
Everybody
board.
gets a job, but that's Jersey. I mean, the Sopranos, we know that. Now, last question for you. Menendez, I understand, is angling for a pardon from President Trump. And it's to the Biden administration's credit that they went after him. The Justice Department and Merrick Garland convicted him, and he's in federal pen for 11 years. And you have to serve most of that time. It's not like state prison. You got to serve
Right.
most of the 11. And his wife is going to be go to prison next summer, right? Nadine
Right.
is on the way. What did she get? I forget what you had in there.
She got 4.5 years.
4.5. Okay.
The judge felt bad for her because of her breast cancer
Got it.
battle.
But Menendez, the rumor is that he's trying to get a pardon from Trump. Is that what you're hearing?
So I've heard that for many months. He was trying to get a pardon from Trump just after Trump was elected. But here's the thing. Menendez voted twice to impeach Trump during his
He's like
during his
he's like Puff
administration.
Daddy. It's like, yeah, I
what are the
can't see it.
chances?
Yeah, I can't see it. No, Menendez was absolutely in the Democrat machine. All right, the book is Gold Bar Bob. That's easy to remember. And if you want to know about corruption in the United States, and believe me, Menendez is not alone. He is not alone. And in confronting the presidents, Isabel, you might have noticed how corrupt Lyndon Johnson was, and he became president. My God. And I appreciate you coming on and talking about your book, Isabel. Good luck with it.